Hey guys, this is iPhone Hal, and today we're going to be talking about Nasus. So this is a ranked game in Platinum, and I think Nasus right now is a very strong jungler. Even though after the nerf, you know what I mean? Like it changed a 5 second stun to like a 5 second snare. AD carry wise, of course. So I think the runes and masteries I went was attack speed reds, armor yellows, uh, magic resistance scaling blues, and movement speed quints. And I think my masteries were 921-0 into the AP side, so you go for the magic penetration. You can also go for the armor penetration, and that works too. I prefer magic because, I mean, that's your Spirit Fire does more damage, your ult does more damage, because as jungle Nasus, you don't really want to like focus stacking on your Qs, right? So I just did my blues, and I'm gonna go to my red, and I'm gonna realize it's been taken. As you can see, this is in spec mode because law recorder is right now retarded. Um, just in every wave in the beginning, uh, after you put on Spirit Fire, level 2 and level 3, you can you can siphoning strike one of the smaller monsters, and then save your second siphoning strike for the bigger one. Note that don't spend too much time in your jungle or at a camp trying to like get siphoning strikes. Okay, so this is me ganking top. Ganking a Trinamir pretty easy before 6. He carries Ghost, so I mean Nasus just destroys that. So Nasus, pretty standard jungler now. You mean like ever since Diamond Proc started playing jungle Nasus, he has been a very solid pick. Um, his Q stacks aren't really that important because you're acting like a support tankish thing. It's less of a bruiser type jungler because the kit that you have is very is the kit you have is very good at helping your team and destroying the other team. See there, I just blocked a Q from Lee Sin, so that saved my Zyra. Um, just Nasus is also very good at defending towers because, I mean, he has a Wither that slows people from taking it. His Spirit Fire clears minions like a guide. Um, yeah, it's pretty standard jungler. Just going back. So this is my first back. It's about 7 minutes, almost 7 minutes into the game. I get myself a pink ward. On your first back, try getting a pink ward and Spirit Stone at least, so you can rush dragon at level 6. Essentially, because your ganks are weaker early game, that's what you want to make up for your objectives. Because when you turn your ultimate to do dragon, it goes very fast. So here I'm just donating blue to my mid. I thought I was gonna hit level 6, I believe. Yeah, I thought I was gonna hit level 6, but I didn't. I was gonna walk towards dragon, but I didn't. So just finishing doing wolves. I think, and look, the moment you go in, turn on ultimate. Ultimate lasts for 12 seconds. You get the Spirit Fire twice when you're doing a dragon, and just siphoning strike whenever you can. Don't think about the stack and smite it when it's done. So, I mean, you should be able to kill a dragon in around 8 minutes to 9 minutes. That's pretty standard because you can spend a lot of time ganking, but ganks aren't that as effective earlier on because Wither is pretty weak earlier ranking. It gets much better per rank though. So here's this Jax taking my red because, I mean, Nasus doesn't really need a red buff because his Wither with cooldown reduction is basically like a perma CC. So it's very valuable skill. I mean, it destroys the enemy AD carry. I picked Nasus this game because they had a Tristana, so that was what I think I really needed. So this is just me going in. Oh, this is the nice part. So I'm going into 2 level champs, tower diving, and I just put my Spirit Fire, I get a double kill. So that was easy. Okay, so now we're trying to take down mid tower. Alright, so Nasus is good at defending tower. He's also very good at taking the tower. Because his siphoning strike, even without a lot of stacks, it gives extra damage. It applies on towers, so it does a lot. This Jax is destroying everybody. See me just turning it. It's like Trinamir can't run away from us because we have a Wither, like, and I have blue buff on. So Wither's on like what, a 6 second cooldown. 6.7 or something like that, and it goes for 5 seconds. So there's no way you can run away from it, especially with the Nasus with the blue buff. Okay, you max Spirify first on Nasus. You don't max Q because you don't really need it. You need E. You need your Spirifier to clear waves. It also does a lot of upon impact damage, reduces your armor, shreds it. Actually, it's very gold efficient skill. His Wither just destroys people. I mean, you get it second. So, like, by the time mid-game teamfights come in, your Wither is strong enough to shut down their AD carry. Not as much as before, but it's still a big impact. Especially when you have assassins on your team like Jax. So this is just going in, 3 people. You know, I'm not even taking damage. Just like withering the person, whoever that wants to get kills. So Tristana runs away. We murder Tarek. Easy done. I mean, if you're gonna chase somebody and you're there, and you know the person's gonna die, I mean, you save your Siphoning Strike, so you get 6 extra AD on it. It doesn't really matter. So we're gonna siege a turret now, cause a good track to keep count of Nasus in the jungle is you wanna get your Siphoning Strike stack 10 times the time that is in. So let's say if it's 9 minutes into the game, try to get around 90 Siphoning Strikes. Don't, if you get too much, if you get more, then it's kind of obvious that you've been potato farming the whole game and not giving pressure to the team. Murder TF, you know, this game is kind of a stomp, I know, but this is also my first video, so I want to make a good show of Nasus. This is basically what Nasus does. He runs around, he withers people, puts on Spiritfire, whack, and turns on ultimate and burns everyone down. Because this Siphoning Strike doesn't actually do a lot of damage until late game, which actually has a very good potential power. So that's why I like to carry Magic Pen in my masteries. So he's also good at defending turret. You realize that I've been running around everywhere, covering top, covering mid, covering bot, and so we have a bunch of their turrets, but they have none of it. So this is just me pushing top. You know, like when you're pushing as Nasus, some Nasus likes to just stand there, do nothing, and when a minion is low, just press Siphoning Strike. Yeah, that's the fastest way to get stacks. But when you're jungling, you want to push the lane. You want to get objectives. That's your job. Like if you're playing top Nasus, you should still be pushing. But like it's kind of understandable. It's more understandable that you're pushing the lane. So this is just a fight between me and Tryndamere. He can't catch up to me. Like I just run away, and our Zyra comes and then destroys the Tryndamere, and he pushes top. So the item builds on Nasus, pretty standard gold support items. Like basically you're like a inexpensive jungler. You don't rely on a lot of items. You can function without items. Even if you're behind, you do a lot, like damage wise, and you shut down their carries. So like with your ultimate alone, you do a lot of damage. That's AoE 5% of their maximum health per second for 12 seconds straight. So you don't need the damage items at all whatsoever. You just get support items, like you get Spirit the Ancient Golem for the clear speed and the tankiness. Like it's the most cost worthy item right now, basically, for junglers. You get Bulwark for the aura, obviously. I think I was going for a Frozen Heart next because they have a Tryndamere and they have a Tristana. So I can't wither both of them. Want attack speed reduction. Basically, everyone on their team except Tarek kind of relies on attack speed at some point. Twisted Fate gets like an attack speed buff. Just get rid of it. So Frozen Heart is a situational pick. If their team is really AP heavy, then go for Spirit Visage. Gets you a lot of magic resist. So here it's just me, Jackson, and I trying to duel Baron. Actually, if you're a top lane Nasus and you buy Spirit of the Ancient Golem, you destroy that thing. You can solo it at like 21 minutes and no problems. It's just me, Jackson, me doing it. Like, my ult lasts for 12 seconds, does 4% of their maximum health per second. And it burns the thing because you have a Spirit of the Ancient Golem, which increases your damage by 30%, which is actually quite a lot. Alright, you just need someone else on your team that's like attack speed related. Especially Jax has like Bladed Rune King, so that helps the case even more. You can burn that thing down really quickly. I mean, even soloing it yourself with someone else that's not very significant and doing Baron, after your ult finishes, Baron should have around 3,500 health. You mean your smite does like 800, so it's basically Nasus is very good at controlling objectives. I can't think of anyone that's better than him. Like he's like the only one that can solo Baron, solo Dragon, at levels like low levels, with the exception of probably like Fiddlesticks, which Fiddlesticks very squishy, very dangerous. Like if you get caught, it's over. Nunu can do it, but you need to max Consume first, and not even anymore because Consume just got nerfed. Uh, it's basically a stomp. We're kind of not taking that game seriously now, just trying to get kills. I think I get a triple kill here. It's just by putting on Spirit Fire and pressing Q. Like I didn't even try to get it. It's like look at how tanky I am. I'm taking damage from both of the Nexus turrets, which do the most damage, and they still make it out alive. Like his ultimate gives him like 600 extra health. That's intense. Like, you don't get 600 extra health. Like that's like a 1.5 giant spell. That's like a free like Sunfire cape just from your ultimate. So like it's Nasus is a very standard jungler. It's very good, and they just surrender. You know, at